Thank you, President Rush. It's a beautiful campus, and we're working on some exciting things right now in Sacramento to try to expand the opportunities and the access here at Cal State Channel Islands. And so it's a great partnership with this community. Thank you, President Rush and Selena and your staff and everything that you do for this community. And the security engineering program is very exciting. We're really looking forward to that, to launching and going to the next level. Our keynote speaker is House Armed Services Chairman, Congressman Buck McKeon, and he's about 15 minutes, 20 minutes out. So we're going to go ahead and get started. We're going to kick off the day's events and functions and forums and panels. When he gets here, we're going to take a quick break and allow him to speak, and then we'll jump right back into the panel discussions again, if you'll so indulge us. First of all, I want to thank the CETA, Ventura County Economic Development Association, Bill Dorado, the President, Board of Directors, and members for co-hosting this event. This is, Ventura County is a military community. It's a Navy town. And it's incredibly vital to our local economy. 19,000 jobs are directly associated to Navy-based Ventura County. And there's somewhere between 30,000 and 40,000, maybe upwards of 50,000 jobs that are indirectly associated with Navy-based Ventura County. And we come together as a community. We did 10 years ago, we did 10 years prior when the Department of Defense and Washington, D.C. called for base realignment closures. There is a current call for another round of base realignment closure in 2017. But there's more than that. There's also current sequestration cuts ongoing that require us as a military community and the military family nationally and globally to look at how we're going to have to absorb these cuts over the next number of years. Although Congress has indicated that they're not entirely willing to have a BRAC round in 2017, as is being requested by the Department of Defense and the White House, who knows if that political tenor will change next year when we're not in an election year. But regardless of what we know, we must be prepared for whatever happens. And it's not just because of the threat that possibly Navy-based Ventura County, Lagoon, and Hueneme will again be on the list to consider consolidation and closure like it was 10 years ago and 10 years prior to that. But it's also because there are not just threats and not just challenges, but there are actually possible opportunities. But those opportunities cannot be realized unless we are organized as a community. That's what we've learned over and over again in the last number of decades. And that is the states that were unified and the communities that were organized fared best in the effort to preserve their military installations, their men, machines, and missions. And they also fared the best in acquiring assets, men, machine, and missions from other military bases, making that case. So again, today's opportunity, our forum, these discussions, it's not just about the threat. It's not just ringing the bell and saying as a community we must unite to defend these bases. That is certainly part of it. But it's also about looking to maximize the great attributes and assets we have here along the coast and along the Pacific Rim with the Deepwater Port and with an offshore test range and all the things you're going to hear about today to maximize our opportunities to possibly expand upon the military family that we have here in this community. The stakes could not be higher for Ventura County. These bases have been here since World War II. Our economy has grown up and grown around the military bases and our military community. And if you look at other areas of California, just California, not even looking at Virginia and other places where bases have closed down, you look at other places in California like Alameda or Long Beach or Mare Island or Hunters Point, where military bases were closed down. The result is blight. The result is that you have these holes in the communities where they're unable really to figure out what's fit there. Where the unemployment goes up, crime goes up, housing prices, housing values, home prices go down. All of the wrong economic indicators, especially in a community like this where everything is so inextricably intertwined with our military community. It's the number one job creator is Navy-based Ventura County. But again, the outlook I want you to know is positive. It's positive. And let me tell you a couple reasons why. California as a state is preparing for the next round of BRAC. And here's where I have to give a little across the aisle credit to Governor Jerry Brown, who I've worked very closely with over the last number of years, to raise the visibility of being prepared as a state first to thwart BRAC, to also take advantage of the opportunities of BRAC and other shifts in military decision-making. And to his credit, Governor Brown has organized a military council. That military council is made up of the highest level stakeholders and subject matter experts from all throughout the state of California to prepare California as a state. Something that we've learned in the last BRACs was that the states that were prepared as states did very well. Those states like California, which didn't get organized until very late in the game, did not do very well. With us today is Charlie Giacchi. Charlie is our local appointed commissioner on the governor's military council, and he's really working hard to make sure that we are unified as a state first before these issues and these BRAC processes and these debates devolve into very parochial, very community against community processes and debates and ultimately arguments. And that's what ultimately happens. But we are prepared as a state. We have a military council, we have a local appointee, and so Sacramento is, for the first time in a couple of BRACs, really paying attention, and that's a positive development. Secondly, as a community, Ventura County has done an admirable job defending against encroachment around the base since our last BRAC round. In fact, very little additional development in those areas that would be considered encroachment, whether it's encroaching with residential development or industrial development or commercial development, whether it's encroachment of shipping lanes or air traffic lanes. Ventura County and the Central Coast in this community has done a very solid job of preventing encroachment in those areas that would be counted against us in any future BRAC rounds as BRAC committees evaluate the growth of communities around these military bases. And encroachment is a key indicator. It's a key criteria for determining which bases are closed. So that is a salute to this community for understanding the issues, preparing for the issues, and working on the issues. The other thing that we can have some solace in is that the last round, California was disproportionately hit, and Navy was disproportionately hit in the 2005 BRAC round. I think we as a community and as a state can make the 2-point case that we are in a position now to be saved from some of the cuts that may be considered going forward in the next couple of years, because we gave our pound of flesh in 2005. As a state we did, and as a community we did, and as a service, the Navy certainly did. The other thing is that I want to talk about, you'll hear today the panel's discussing Pivot to the Pacific. Pivot to the Pacific is a national security posture, it's a national economic posture, you're going to hear about that. That opens up an entirely new avenue of debate, for our community to put forth in making the case that not only should Navy Base Ventura County be protected from any closures or consolidations, but we should be the recipient of any additional movement and infrastructure shift, because the future for America, the future for our nation is in the Pacific Rim, with our largest economic partners. 60% of all exports are consumed in the Pacific Rim, and also some of our future potential military challenges are in the Pacific Rim. So all of those give us an opportunity to have a new avenue of argument that we did not have 10 years ago or 10 years prior. As I speak, the President of the United States, Barack Obama, is in the Pacific talking about economic unity, American interest, and pivot to the Pacific. So today we have assembled local, national leaders. These are some of the folks you'll see on these panels, and certainly our keynote speaker are recognized experts. Some of them are veterans of the BRAC process, and they certainly have been veterans of the local BRAC process and staving off cuts and consolidations, and have done heroes work. So I'm very excited about the opportunity to have this forum, because as a community, I think what we're going to learn today as a result of these forums is that we need to get organized. We're organizing as a state out of Sacramento, but we need to get organized as a community, not just for the threats, but for the opportunities. So for all those reasons, I'm very honored to be able to co-host this with the CETA here at Cal State Channel Islands. And I wanted to introduce my co-host today, President of Ventura County Economic Development Association, Bill Gorell. I'm going to ask Bill to come on up. He's going to be the moderator of our first panel, which we're going to go ahead and get kicked off here. And Bill will introduce those panel members, and then we're going to jump right into questions and answers. Of course, the first panel is on a historic perspective, 1995 to 2005. Come on up, Bill. Can everyone help me join me in welcoming Bill?